Hey, Coach.
Hi, Dad. Before you sit down, could you give us a glimpse of the inside of that baby? That's nice. Is that Susan's handiwork?
That'll be the funniest thing I've heard all day. No, it's her right. Might be her idea, but no, I promise she didn't sew it. Gray didn't leave any popcorn?
No.
Gosh darn. We got exactly out of that what I thought we would get out of that. We saw a very good basketball team, very disciplined, very committed, very well coached. They had a plan. And in retrospect, I am very pleased with the way we played defensively. I thought the first half, Trent Frazier and Tijon were very, very good on the ball. And then it allowed our guys to get in line and take some passes away and force some back cuts. And our rotations were much better. Give Augustana a tremendous amount of credit because they thoroughly whooped us in the first half on the glass. Obviously you guys probably have an idea what our halftime speech was about. And LeRon Black being over in terms of rebounds at halftime is not something that's going to bode well for us in any game. I don't care if he has 15 points, but we need him to rebound. And the only thing that made up for that was the turnovers we forced to give us more opportunities. But we've got to be a better rebounding team. We fought back the second half, and again, probably shows Kipper's importance to us, playing 5 minutes and having 2 fouls. The fact that he's been very, very good on the boards for us. But very pleased with Michael Finke tonight. Very, very aggressive. Had a great mindset. Took good looks. Shots that he makes, shots that he practices, and now that he's had a double-double and had 10 rebounds, now I could expect it from him every night. So, and then I was very pleased with Aaron Jordan again. AJ just does the simple things. We ask him to run, he runs, he gets to the corner. Those are threes we practice, and he makes them. And I thought he was very good, and I thought Trent had some moments throughout the ball game, but very pleased to see we have 4 or 5 guys in double figures, and then 19 assists on 32 baskets. That's a great number for us, and especially the fact that 11 came from Mark Allstork and Tijon, and I should also mention Mark Allstork. It was great to see him get going and make shots. And then we saw his floor game a little bit, and I think 5 assists is a good number, a couple blocks, a steal. Pretty good night for him.
Questions? You guys have the mic right there.
Coach, Trent Frazier, it seems like it's good with the bad. Just what have you seen from him, and what's his next step?
He's a freshman, and I think he's got the ability to take us and do some things that get us to another level in terms of his abilities. With that has to come the mental approach and the understanding and the commitment. Defensively tonight, that was a dialed-in young man who was very, very impressive. Simple plays for him. If he makes the 2 or 3 layups that he had early, I mean, he's had a heck of a night. Instead, he's dropping his head. He's got to make those. But I'm not going to be satisfied with Trent for a while, no matter how he plays, because he's got the ability to be a special type player, but he's doing a lot of good things. It was good for him to get extended minutes tonight.
I mean, you mentioned in the last few games that the missed 3-pointers didn't worry you too much, but how much difference in making them in the first half make just when maybe the layups weren't falling, and then Aaron Jordan hit 2 early in the second half after kind of a rough start?
I've not worried for 1 second about us shooting threes. I think it was a matter of us shooting them in rhythm and shooting the shots that we practice and are in flow. Aaron Jordan shooting threes, Mark Allstork shooting threes, Mark Smith shooting threes that happen in transition when we run. We practice those. I expect him to shoot those. We were shooting threes off of out of rhythm plays that were broken, and the ball doesn't go in that way. The game doesn't treat you right when you don't play it right. And now we're playing better. I was really pleased in our last ball game. We only took 15 in a game that didn't require us to shoot a lot of threes. We drove it. We made good decisions. And then today we took what was there and we're making them.
Defensively, you guys are forcing a ton of turnovers, putting a ton of pressure, getting in passing lanes. Are you going to have to adjust when you see like Big Ten teams? Is this a style you want to play in that when you face them, or is this just more because you out-athlete these guys right now?
Well, I think today we out-athleted them, but I don't think it's something we've changed from. I thought we were pretty aggressive, and I think the one thing that by playing that way, our perimeter defense becomes our best post defense. If we're going to stand back and just let people move the ball around, then we've got to start scheming. And you all know we're not the deepest team in our front court. So it's been something that's been really good for us, and it's I love our depth on the perimeter. Sure, we'll have to scheme. We didn't scheme today, but we'll have to do some scheming and figure some things out as time goes. But right now, I like what we're doing.
In the first half, the starters come out and score 46 of your guys' 51 points. What did they do to set the tone for you guys this game?
Well, I thought we got off to a good start. Making shots helped, and then I thought it was. I thought we got a great lift defensively from our bench. And that helped, and we're starting to see productivity coming from a lot of different places, and that's not just our starters. I mean, it helps today that Mark Allstork got going, and then you get Finke going, hitting a couple early, and then all of a sudden that makes things pretty difficult when LeRon is a beast on the post and in that 12 to 15 foot area. So it was. A lot of weapons, and shots went down, and then we got a great lift from our bench, and maybe we're growing. Maybe that means we're growing, and we're becoming a pretty solid and deeper basketball team.
Brad, obviously this early part of the schedule allows you to learn a lot about your team. What have you learned most through 5 games?
Well, I think we got guys that care. I think we got guys with pride. I think we've got guys that want to win. I think it's my job to help show them how to do that. If you guys have noticed, I've probably coached them pretty hard, even through the wins. I believe in that. I think it's you get after them, and we got to grind on them. It's an expectation level that we're trying to reach. But I think they're all committed to that, and I think they're all excited about wanting to be successful. And it's I stuck my head in Augustana's locker room, and I'm just sick about that young man potentially having a career or season-ending knee injury, and because I loved watching him. But the one thing that I have tremendous appreciation for them is they win. Winning's hard, and yet today they never quit. They kept doing what they do, and that's what we have to do. And we haven't done that yet. We still haven't done that for 40 minutes yet. And to win and have success, you have to expect and set your goals and your expectations really high. And that's why I've been really hard on them. And we're getting there. We're getting there. But these guys are very committed to doing that, and that excites me.
Has Michael Finke's maybe just more aggressive tact been what you've been looking for? I mean, he had 3 dunks tonight and one put back. Is that what you're trying to get out of him?
Michael's a good player. Michael's a very capable player of doing what he did every night. You have to account for him. When Michael gets in trouble, it's when he tries to do things he can't do, like dribble drive it and act like Curly Neal. I think he's about 0 for the year when he puts the ball on the floor and does things that he can't do. And if it's a straight line drive, I want him to do it. But be aggressive and shoot the basketball. He's an elite shooter. He's one of the best shooters in not just the Big Ten, in the country. And to have that kind of range and that size, of course I want him to shoot it. So it's helped us, and now that he's got 10 rebounds and went after it aggressively, hopefully those will be great feel-good moments for him, and he'll continue to do that, and it could, because we need it.
Aaron Jordan really emerged this year. I mean, the first couple of years are kind of, he's up and down, and this year he's been really consistent. He goes 4 for 4 from 3. You can't expect that every night, but I mean,
yeah, I can.
What about his progression? What's the difference for him?
Maybe a better question for him to answer. All I know is I've seen a young man that's been an unbelievable worker. He's done everything that we've tried to ask him to do. He's played with confidence. He hasn't played with fear, and we're seeing the results of that. The past, I don't know. I didn't look at 1 second of film, not 1 second of film in the past of what these guys did or didn't do. Don't care, and that's something that I just don't do. So. His progression, all I know is Aaron Jordan, really good player. That's the only Aaron I know.
Even though he didn't shoot the ball well tonight, Tajon had 6 assists, 1 turnover, and 2 steals. Do you feel like this still could have been his most complete game of the season?
I wouldn't go that far. I think he's still finding his way in our system, where his opportunities are, where he's. We put a lot of responsibility on him when we ball screen for him, and we get opportunities for him to go to the rim and make passes and figuring out where those are. But I think he had 5 the other night, if I'm not mistaken, and 1 turnover, 6 tonight and 1 turnover. I'll take 11 assists and 2 turnovers in 2 games from him every night. And everything starts with him. Everything starts with both ends of the court. They've got the ball in their hand, and then they're at the half-court line picking people up. So we have to have him be very, very good.
Coach, you focused a lot on offensive growth in practice this week, implementing some new details. How would you evaluate what you saw out of that tonight?
Average. I'm still. We need to get better offensively at what we do so that I can scheme. When teams play us a certain way, we were generic. We didn't. I ran 2 things today, I think, out of our spread, and I need to be able. We need to have a base that I can continually exploit a matchup with Michael Fink, or I want to put Mark Smith in post-ups because he's a 100% free throw shooter and he gets fouled a lot, and take advantage of mismatches, and we're not fluid enough yet, and we're getting there, and it was better, but we've got to have everybody on those same pages so I can start trying to put game plans together and do some things to exploit other teams' weaknesses, and that's right now we're just playing, and we're not going to be able to do that headed down the future here. Anybody else? Happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you on Friday.